Hi there, Whitney Warr here, Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. Just wanted to talk to you today about troubleshooting. So, as you're healing your body and eliminating Candida overgrowth, then it's quite common that your body needs to eliminate the bad before you can have that breakthrough and feel better. So often you're going to have to go through a temporary period where your symptoms may actually increase and get worse, or you may develop extra symptoms on the journey towards that breakthrough and feeling better. So you want to understand this in order to have the confidence to stick with it and stick it out until you have that awesome success, and also to be able to coach your own customers and ambassadors on your team through it, so you can help them to understand and stick it out to have that breakthrough as well, because we don't want anyone stopping before they have that awesome experience of, you know, I made it, I feel better than ever. And just keep in mind as well that as you're eliminating Candida albicans, then those symptoms, the die-off comes in phases. So you may have a week where you feel better than ever, and then the next week then you'll start to have some more die-off, and that's very common that you'll go through cycles of that. And what I recommend is that you work up to an aggressive dose on your triplex, which would be 4 or more ProBio 5 every night, along with your full dose of BioCleanse, which a full dose is going to be 4 to 6 BioCleanse, and that's going to really help also to help with those die-off symptoms when you're flushing consistently and drinking all your water. So make sure you're getting all of your BioCleanse every day, not missing any doses of that, and drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. That will help with the die-off, but it's likely that you may have to experience some on the journey, which most do. There are some tips and tricks, and there's some things that I wanted to go over so you can, you know, navigate through that as comfortably as possible, and possibly a little quicker, and that you can, you know, coach your friends and family through it as well. So first of all, I mentioned a little bit about Candida die-off, is as those Candida cells start to die off, then they release extra toxins into your system when they're killed rapidly. So that creates possibly your original symptoms to flare up, or some additional symptoms to appear. And your symptoms are going to be, oh, I had low battery sign there. Your symptoms, typically, I would say, there's a graphic where you can Google that says Candida overgrowth symptoms. So look that up, and that'll give you the most common ones. There's honestly a lot more than that, but the most common. Just look at that chart, and I say stick with that aggressive dose until you go a good month or two without any symptoms whatsoever, and then you can back down to a maintenance dose, which we call a maintenance dose 2 ProBio 5 every night, and that's to maintain an optimal level of microbiome, you know, bacteria and all that, a good balance there. So some common Candida overgrowth symptoms are nausea, headache, fatigue, dizziness, bloating, gas, constipation or diarrhea, joint or muscle pain, elevated heart rate, chills, cold hands and feet, itchiness, hives, rash, sweating, fever, skin breakouts, vaginal or prostate infections, and sinus infections. And there's honestly a lot more than that, but those are the more common ones that typically people experience as they're going through that healing process. And remember, this is temporary, and this is actually a good sign. I say when Candida die-off happens, that's something to celebrate, because that's a sign that your body is in the healing process and you're on the verge of a breakthrough if you stick it out. But like I said, it comes in waves, so you probably won't just pass through one phase of die-off. It's likely that you'll go through that many times, and phases of feeling good and then hitting some more die-off. The worst thing you can do is stop. You can make it comfortable. So what you want to do is, take it at a manageable pace. If you hit a point of die-off that's extremely uncomfortable or unmanageable, then I would recommend backing down on your ProBio 5 just a bit, temporarily, until you're feeling better, and then you can increase and bring in more firepower. If you're really good about your BioCleanse and your water, it will make those symptoms less nasty. You want to be flushing, having bowel movements more than twice a day. Optimally 3-4 times a day or more during die-off and detox, because that's the fastest, most efficient way for your body to eliminate those toxins, is flushing them down the toilet. So you want to have lots and lots of bowel movements. Diarrhea is fine. It's completely to be expected as you're going through die-off and detox. So just make sure you're flushing consistently. If you're not, consider increasing your BioCleanse, I would say, and your water intake. Make sure that you're flushing more than twice a day, bowel movements. And so keep that in mind. Now, for troubleshooting, I would say, usually the first thing that you want to be aware of is if someone feels that they're not having good results from their products, or really, unsatisfied with what they're experiencing. The first thing you want to ask is, how much water are they drinking? If they're not drinking every single day a minimum of half their body weight in ounces of water, then that's the first thing you want to address. The second would be, how often are they pooping? That's really important. So like I said, more than twice a day, a good volume, and you want to make sure that they're constantly flushing. If they're not, then that's a roadblock in their success. So that should always be the first goal, 2 or more bowel movements a day. If you're not experiencing that, then you want to increase your BioCleanse. Now, this can be a tricky one. Typically, you want to increase the BioCleanse 6 per day, even 8 per day, until it really starts flushing. If you do 6 BioCleanse per day or 8 BioCleanse per day for a good 4 or 5 days, and it's still not creating that flushing movement and opening the floodgates, I like to say, then you want to consider just eliminating the BioCleanse and focusing on just the Slim and ProBio 5. It's really, really uncommon, but there's a very, very small percentage of people that I've heard of that the BioCleanse actually has a reverse effect on them and can actually stop them up. But it's such a small percentage that I've ever heard. It's more likely that if you increase that BioCleanse and you're getting your water in, then that will kind of open up and start the flushing, and then you can stick at that pace that you need to, and then back down to a normal dose. Some people may always need to have 6, and that's okay. It's very safe and healthy to do so. It's just whatever your body needs. Some bodies need more than others. So if they're getting their daily water intake, they're flushing consistently, and still discouraged with not seeing results, then you definitely want to consider what are they eating? Like how are they doing with carbs and sugar and alcohol intake? Are they on other medications? What is their stress level? What is their activity level? All these things can really inhibit the effectiveness of their Plexus products. So those are the next things you want to ask. Like, are they moving every day? Like getting up and exercising? That can be a huge deal. Are they just overloading on donuts and pizza and thinking that because they're taking Plexus then they can eat whatever they want? Because that's absolutely not true. This is not a magic pill or formula. It is a tool to aid you in healing and being healthier. So, also, when someone's having die-off, the best way to coach them through that is, first of all, make sure they're getting their water in, half their body weight in ounces or more every single day. Second, make sure that they're flushing twice or more in bowel movements every day, and if not, increase that bio cleanse. Work on getting that flushing. That's the first goal. And then you also want to encourage them to do other things to help eliminate toxins, because that can speed up the die-off process and make it more comfortable as well. So there's certain things that they can do that are easy. They can buy a tongue scraper and scrape their tongue twice a day. They can take Epsom salt baths. They can like brush their skin and sit in a sauna. You want to encourage them to take 1,000 milligrams of good vitamin C twice a day. That can help with the die-off symptoms and the Herxheimer as well. Herxheimer is Candida die-off. It's the medical term for the process, the healing process that your body goes through as it's eliminating those toxins, which again is a good thing, a good sign, and something you should celebrate. And it's just a step on the path to ultimate health and success with your products. So, if you do, if you are troubleshooting for yourself or for someone else, and you eliminate the possibility that they're not drinking enough water, that they're not having bowel movements often enough, that it doesn't have anything to do with the way they're eating, or drinking or medication interactions possibly, are they eating enough? That's something to think about, because the body can, if you're not provided enough healthy, calories, then it can go into starvation mode, and that can create problems too. So, all these things, you want to get answers to those questions, and if you still are unable to figure it out, then please just ask on our group, or, I know you've got someone on your team somewhere that can be very helpful with troubleshooting as well, with more advanced situations possibly. So anyways, I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you learn to troubleshoot so you can be more confident in your own health journey and assisting others as they go on towards optimal health with Plexus. It's such an incredible tool, and it's been absolutely life-changing for me personally, for members of my family, and for so many of my friends and relatives, and I know it will be an incredible journey for you as well. So stick it out. Don't be afraid of Candida die-off. It's a good thing. Use those tips and make it a comfortable process, but never give up. It's so worth it. All right, everyone. Good talking to you. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.